Hello and welcome. I'm Shahab Rastami, Development Lead over at Waterfield Technologies, and today I'll be showing you a new feature in Xcelerate version 1.4 called Times-Based Routing, or TBR for short. So, to summarize, TBR allows our users to dynamically control the application with messaging and routing without updating the application itself, like the Studio Flow or the TWIML. Now, what does that really mean? Best way to really explain it is by giving some examples. So let's imagine just normal hours of operation. You can set schedules in TBR to direct your application and how the messaging and the routing is done during those hours of operation. And by doing this, you can actually affect and tweak this instantly without affecting the overall configuration of the application itself. And then let's say you want to extend those hours just by a single hour for one given day. You can set a new schedule just for that 1 hour and change what the application messaging and routing does without touching the original normal hours of operation configuration schedule. Now, let's say you have a special event. Over the next hour, I want to tell my users, my customers, that there is a new sale on for 50% off a particular line of clothing. And I can play that message and even maybe directly transfer to an agent. Or even let's think of an urgent scenario where you have technical difficulties or longer than usual hold times, and you'd like to play a message and apologize for the inconvenience. Now, again, there's messaging and routing in play. So, what kind of routing can you put into effect? You can transfer to agents directly, like I'd mentioned previously. You can transfer to another application, or even transfer directly to an external phone number, and even just simply terminate the call. Now, I think the best way to show how this would work is just by jumping in and giving a quick demo. So this is the Xcelerate page. I'm going to jump into the configuration portion and onto time-based routing. So here, firstly, we're presented with this week's schedules. You can see here I have a weekend closed schedule, a weekday closed schedule, some heavy traffic messaging where I just play a message during these heavy load times, and a special sales event happening Wednesday through Friday. Again, we have different ways of affecting this calendar. So we have a pretty accessible view here for supervisors and agents to interact with the schedules that are in place and even create new schedules. Jumping into the years and months, going through week to week, and even changing the time zone in which these schedules are presented. So before I jump in and create a schedule, I'll call into the application I'm going to be affecting to show you what it sounds like today. So here I'll be directly calling on my phone.
Welcome to Xcelerate demo. Provide your extension and press.
So a simple application that has a TTS message, text-to-speech message, that just welcomes the user and provides an extension list. Now, I want to update this as a supervisor as we have a bunch of technical difficulties and we want to inform our users. Again, this could easily be an administrator or another maintainer. For now, I'm just going to play a role as a supervisor who has access and has been given that access for maybe a smaller company. So I'll name it an urgent message down and give it a quick description. So you can see here we have a wizard that takes you through step by step what is needed to actually create the schedule to make it easy to follow. So we give it a name and we give it a description. And here we're presented with a date and time step as well. So similar to when you schedule meetings, you can schedule different recurrences, one-offs, times of day, days of the week, and so on. So to give a good representation of what this can do, I'm going to simply create a weekly recurrence and show you that I can select Monday through Friday. And let's do 8 o'clock to 9:30. Let's have that ending Friday. Now, clicking next, I get that summary, and now I get given the option of the target. So, what would I like to kind of represent the scheduling of a priority for this particular event? Let's say it's an urgent type, and this really gives me control over the priorities. You may have some events or schedules that are more priority than others, so you change the ordering or even select those that only get played whereas others don't. This gives you that level of control. And now you can see the target type is global. This means I want it to be at the beginning of my applications. And in future versions of TBR, we actually provide secondary target types where you can affect very specific branches of your application rather than just the initial branch. And we'll click next here. Now we've got a general description, date and time of when it should be in effect. We have where it's targeted, what triggers this. And now we can talk about what gets done, that messaging and routing I had mentioned earlier at the beginning. Here we can have no messaging, some text to speech, so synthesized text, or just audio. I'm going to select audio and provide a link to previously prepared messaging. And again, in a future version of TBR, we'll actually give the ability to even upload your own audio files here as well. For now, I provided a link that I'd created previously before this demonstration. So now that's our messaging. This gets played first before any kind of routing changes. And we can see that's denoted by action type. So for now, we can do a none, hang up, or number transfer. And so I'm going to select just to simply hang up due to there being a lot of urgent um, technical difficulties that we haven't been able to resolve yet. So I'll finish those. I'll be presented with a quick summary of my schedule, and I can confirm that and complete that. Now that schedule is in effect. I can simply call that number again.
We are currently experiencing technical difficulties. Please hold as we try to connect you to one of our next available agents.
And you may have recognized that voice. So here I can even jump in, modify the full recurrence. So again, you can select a specific event you'd like to change, so allowing you to affect pretty complex scheduling rather than just here is my entire configuration for my contact center. Here we can go really dig deep into more complex scheduling. But for now, I'm going to select the entirety of the series and change the actions message from audio to TTS, maybe because the pre-recorded audio doesn't really cover all the information I have, and so I'm having to create a TTS message for an immediate effect as more of an emergency. And I'll finish this and make that change. Again, now I can simply call into that same application.
Urgent message with additional messaging that was not recorded previously.
So you can see here the kind of power you can have over how we presented the TBR feature. You can have complex schedules and have your applications create pretty dynamic messaging and routing over a number of scenarios, given what the need is at any given time of the day, days, weeks, or months. And what this really means is now we can have agents view the scheduling using this page, and even have supervisors manage, maintain, and control the application alongside any other actor that might need that as well, be it administrators, billing managers, and so on. So that was a quick run through of time-space routing. I hope you enjoyed this demo. Thank you very much for your time.